Please join me in welcoming the lowest pair to the stage. Kendl Winter and Palmer T. Lee. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So we were just talking a little bit beforehand. I want to start just with how you got together, and because I think you're about 10 years together now.
Yeah,
making music.
I think it'll be 10 years next year. We were doing the math.
Yeah.
Bit.
Yeah. So how did you find one another, and how did this all get started?
Well, we were both playing banjos and string bands a handful of years ago, or about 15 years ago, really. We met at a festival in Winona, Minnesota called the Boats and Bluegrass Music Festival, and I was playing with a band called the Blackberry Bushes, and he was playing with a band called the Boys in the Barrels, and we were both playing banjos. And we kind of hung out around a campfire, as you do at a festival. And
swapped banjos for a little while.
Swapped banjos.
Yeah.
Of course you did. That's great.
And then about 4 or 5 years later, Palmer wrote me about, like, he saw that I was kind of going solo and working on some just new pathways of music, and he was like, you want to work on a record? And we got together and hung out on a porch and decided to start a band of two.
And especially in this genre of music, you all have lived a lot of life creatively and just geographically on the road, right? So we were just talking hundreds of shows clocked here since the start of all of this. What has that been like, just getting your sound together and working that out as you've been touring?
Yeah, I feel like I don't know, our weirds collaborated really well right out of the gate, you know? I feel like that was kind of part of the reason why it ended up becoming a band, you know? We were just hanging out, I think, in like a hotel room in Fargo or something, and running tunes, and we were going to do a run of shows together to try to work some material up for this record, and it just like, we had a bunch of songs in common, and like we were able to just find each other's harmonies really easily, you know? So just out of the gate, yeah, it was pretty simple, and then I don't know. After that, we just tried to find ways to make it harder for ourselves, I think, you know.
Yeah. And capturing all that, so the last album, you worked with Mike Mogus, Bright Eyes fame, and so how was that translation process in terms of taking that sound you've been developing and then working with somebody like that who's worked with so many great artists and what you put out?
That was incredibly fun for us because we just, as a duo, we kind of think of our songs as kind of like paper dolls. Like, you can dress them up in lots of different ways. Like, kind of daydreamed about having like a punk band out from Washington and like a string band out maybe from the Midwest, or kind of switched it up actually. But it was cool because we have a lot of admiration for Mogus, so it was neat to just be like, it's kind of a third painter in the project, right? You're like, here's these songs, but there's so many ways you can flesh them out, especially as the two of us kind of. There's a lot of room. We try to create a lot of space in our songs, and I feel like it was really fun to see how we colored them in.
Yeah, Mike's brilliant. I don't know. I felt very seen during the whole process. You know, like he heard the songs. He'd been listening to them for a couple of months, and you know, had a million ideas when we walked in there. You know,
and we had JT Bates on drums, which is
the band was fantastic.
That's great.
Band, yeah.
So contrast that with the album that is completed, that was essentially written and recorded mostly at home, right? During the heart of the pandemic era.
It was recorded. Well, it was recorded in the Enterprise Theater, OK Theater in Enterprise, Oregon, which is kind of, you know, an end of the road kind of town. Really beautiful, incredibly, in the Willamas,
depending on where you're from.
Beautiful mountains. We recorded with Bart Budwig at this old theater, all kind of live, I mean, a handful of practices. We started hanging out with a couple of string band friends around campfires over the pandemic, and decided to put that together for a record. So that will come out this fall, and that's full string band.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
well, I know
a little more lo-fi, but
yeah. Well, I know we're all really excited to hear your set, as am I. So again, please join me in welcoming the lowest pair.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to start things off with a song about the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Oh, fare thee well, my hard work boys, my wage and I'll make good. And fare thee well, my good time friends, I'm bound to ironwood. You can't sway me with no captain's wage, no diamonds, gold, or pearls. See if I make it up past Houghton, boys, you know I'm bound to see my girl. Oh, that fanciest flower I'd ever seen, fair as I ever saw, was on the south shore that gets you going deep up on the Keweenaw, deep up on the Keweenaw. Well, the copper mine and the porcupine closed long before my day, and the piney hills of my home make timbering feel ashamed. So I'll haul the freight to the ore docks, boys, and with the iron money make my way, so we could live alone in our cabin home, or we could pick our peach sweet days. Oh, that fanciest flower I'd ever seen, fair as I ever saw, was on the south shore that gets you going deep up on the Keweenaw, deep up on the Keweenaw. From the mine to the pick to the freight train car, then rail to refinery, you see that's how the ore makes from the earth to the great superior sea. And I have labored and waited for 10 long years, I'd labor and wait 10 more to secure the road back to my flowers as sure as the ore. Oh, that fanciest flower seen, fair as I ever saw, was on the south shore that gets you going deep up on the Keweenaw, deep up on the Keweenaw. That fanciest flower ever seen, fair as I ever saw, was on the south shore that gets you going deep on the Keweenaw, deep up on the Keweenaw, oh yes, on the Keweenaw, deep up on the Keweenaw. She was on the Keweenaw, oh boys, on the Keweenaw, deep up on the Keweenaw. Thank you. We're gonna do a song next called "It Wished It Was a Song." This one came out of a writing exercise that we did instead of going on tour in 2020 to promote our new record. We all had to find new things to do, as I'm sure you remember. So we got together with a bunch of friends over the internet and challenged each other to write a song a day for the entire month of April. I'm guessing by the name of this song, it was written somewhere near the end of the month. Let's see, how's it go? Scan quickly the chaos of colors, where things are hidden till lost. The kaleidoscopic quilts and cases of dream songs caught and tossed. 'cause there's a pick in there, and I think there's a tune. 3 or 4 verses written about you, and there's a capo in there. Probably my phone, considering I ain't seen it for most of the afternoon. Now who the hell gave permission to buy this place? I think about that most of all, staring at the islands of your face. The smell I felt at sea, was it a plot all along? Committed to bolster the strength of the strong. You played puck with my sister on a frozen pond, and everyone was there just cheering you both on. And I had it all written, but now it's all gone. Just a sweet little dream that wished it was a song. Thank you.
Well, this rain is cozy. We feel right at home. We live out in Olympia, Washington now, and this is what it's like. I was reading a lot of Thich Nhat Hanh when I wrote this next tune. He's got a bunch of these like small books, like how to relax, how to sit, how to eat, and I had the two books that I tried to carry with me all the time are How to Love and How to Fight. And I was reading them regularly on this trip that we recorded this song. Actually, I usually have them with me, and then I give them away, and then I get them again. But anyhow. This song's about trying to wake up. Oh, yeah. One light, I'm trying to catch you, to make you mine. I wait in the dark, but I miss every time. I woke up early in the middle of the night. 2020, but no lines inside. Sitting around waiting for the sun to rise. Thought I knew, but I was none the wiser. I'm still learning how to fight, how to love. I'll be alright.
Take it easy, so I ask of you. I'm still
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Well, we're going to do a bit of reflective material here. True story about self-sabotage. I'm just going to go ahead and sing about that for a little while. This is a older song of ours called Mason's Trowel. Mason's trowel in my left hand, I have a sledge in my right. Holes are bored, the foundation is poured, and I've been setting bricks since dawn. And these bonds would hold well beyond my life, steady straight as a razor. And the cornerstones, they are proudly shown against the grace of my hammer. Well, as soon as I get my new house done, I'll give the old one to my son. Though I can't bear to see it standing lonesome there, and I may just likely raise it to the ground. I've a Mason's trowel in my left hand, I've a sledge in my right. The holes are bored, the foundation is poured, and I've been setting bricks since dawn.
never have I managed in my whole life to build a thing, build it right without turning around and just tearing it down. But not today, see, I built on the higher ground. Oh, but I've got a mason's trowel in my left hand, and I was sledge in my right. Holes are bored, the foundation is poured, and I've been setting bricks since dawn. Holes are bored, the foundation is poured, and I've been setting bricks since dawn.
Thank you. Well, this set list Kendl put together sure has a whole bunch of my songs on it, but we'll be playing 2 more sets this weekend, so you'll get a chance to hear more Kendl songs. We'll play more of Kendl songs as well. Just what's that? Rosie now? Well, on that note, here, this is Kendl Winter, and this is one of her songs.
Oh, my Rosie, darling. Oh, my Rosie, babe. I was wrong. I learned my lesson. Won't you come back to me?
Oh, my Rosie, darling. Oh, my Rosie, bee. I was wrong. I learned my lesson. Won't you come back to me?
I once had your love. It was pure and good. I was young. I took it for granted. I misunderstood. If I had your love, tell you what I'd do. I would kiss those hard-working hands. I would marry you.
Oh, my Rosie, darling. Oh, my Rosie, bee. I was wrong, but I learned my lesson. Won't you come back to me? Oh, my Rosie, darling. Oh, my Rosie, bee. I was wrong, but I learned my lesson. Won't you come back to me?
Hold me to the light. I will see it through. You give me one more chance. I'll be good to you. Hold me to the light.
Hold me to the light.
Rosie, Rosie,
Rosie, Rosie.
just one more chance.
I won't let you go. Oh, my Rosie, darling. Oh, my Rosie, bee. I was wrong, but I learned my lesson. Won't you come back to me? Oh, my Rosie, darling. Oh, my Rosie, bee. I was wrong, but I learned my lesson. Won't you come back to me?
Thank you. All right, we got just a few more songs for y'all. I think we're gonna play some brand new songs that are coming out on our record Horse Camp this fall in October.
This first one of that set's called Chandelier. It's it's kind of a little poppy number about mental health. Of course, it was one of those pandemic songs, a little too much time to reflect, But we kept it around because it's important, check in with your friends.
Fragile and beautiful and crystal clear. Every day could turn you on like a chandelier, but sometimes the wiring just ain't right, and the house burns down in the middle of the night. And it weren't the first time. Even the heat of the summer could get pretty cold, sweating it out for too long on the road. No, a dilly-dally, do you? Your right mind, you confuse the highways forward signs like it was the first time. If it weren't for the one in the wait worthwhile, oh, I'd have given it up by now by a mile. But there weren't no boat the other night, and the moon is full again tonight, as if it was the first time. His hand's been empty for a month a day, so I gave him all a smile, firm, straight, and right. Then my eyes broke open, so I called it a night. And it weren't the first time. Oh, fragile and beautiful and crystal clear. Every day could turn you on like a chandelier, but sometimes the wiring just ain't right, and the house burns down in the middle of the night.
Thank you. You got enough of it over there? I need some tuning moments before both of these.
Well, this song's called Couple of Jerks. We put it out as a single about a week or so ago. I have a friend that every time I go hiking with her, she always points at like cute animals, and she's like, "Look at those jerks! Look at those jerks!" There's some ducks. She's like, "Look at those jerks!" And I thought that's, if you've been in any relationship long enough, you've kind of gone ups and downs, and you've probably been a jerk, and and if you've kind of made it through that, then I think it's pretty sweet if you can kind of hang in there. This is kind of a love song called Couple of Jerks. It's not about us. It's about you. You got my muted. Just give Palmer about 20 more minutes to tune that thing and then right with us.
each other's solitude. You can't rescue me from myself, and I can't rescue you. On the road, side by side, pointing out the quirks, walking each other home like a couple of jerks. What is love if left to no shame to try to fake? What is love if nothing else? Maybe this is it. Along the road, side by side, pointing out the quirks, walking each other home like a couple of jerks. On the road, side by side, pointing out the quirks, walking each other home, walking each other home, walking each other home. All right, I think we got one more song for you. This song's called Mount Rainier, and I think we're gonna release it next week. Is that true? Or a couple weeks from now?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
I don't know how many of y'all have been to Washington where we live. There's a giant mountain there called Mount Rainier. Whenever you see pictures of it, it's kind of we call it a sucker hole when there's a blue sky in Washington. Whenever you see a picture of Mount Rainier, you always see this giant mountain and blue sky, and I thought that was not really all that accurate. So I went and got a tube of gray paint and a bunch of paper, and I wanted to paint Mount Rainier, and I just painted the paper gray. And I think that's accurate. And I actually really got 3 shades of gray and painted. I saw these paintings of Mount Rainier. You can't really see them that well from up there. But this is what Mount Rainier really looks like. Oh, I'm sorry, it's upside down. This is another painting of Mount Rainier. This is Mount Rainier. This one's Seattle. This is the Washington coastline. This is Olympia, where we live. Anyhow, you'll get the point, Mount Rainier. This is our last song. It's called Mount Rainier. It's hidden in this song.
There's a mountain over and over. Can't see her, but I know she's here. Blue, blue is the truest color. Blue, blue is the clearest sky. Up above those silver scoundrels, blue, blue is by and by. Blue, blue is by and by. Take a breath, go to the country. Take a breath, go to the shore. I've been sitting on the Cowlitz River. Don't know what I'm waiting for. Had a thought, but I couldn't catch it. I had a lover about the same. Had a dream, but it's been changing. Maybe it'll come around again. Cast iron for the beats in Tempe. Cast iron for the collard greens. Oh, you steno box of Rosie. Krista's busting at the seams. Blue, blue is the truest color. Blue, blue is the clearest sky. Up above those silver scoundrels, blue, blue is by and by. Blue, blue is by and by. There's a mountain over and over. There's a mountain over and here. There's a mountain over and over. Can't see her, but I know she's here. There's a mountain. There's a mountain over and over. There's a mountain over and here. There's a mountain over and over. Can't see her, but I know she's here. Can't see her, but I know she's here.
Thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll see you at another set.